Hi everyone, in this video I am going to solve O-Levels Additional Mathematics Paper 2 in a session May-June 2024 Paper 2-1. So let's start with the first question. Question number 1, part A. On the axis, sketch the graph of the function showing the points where the graph meets the axis. Okay, so we have to sketch this graph and we have to show the point where the graph meets the axis. Basically, we have to find x and the y-intercepts. All right. This is the absolute value function. Its graph is in the shape of v. So if I have a function y equals to 4x minus 6, right? Let me find out the x-intercept. For x-intercept, we have to put the variable y equals to 0. So when y is 0, 4x minus 6 equals to 0. So from here 4x equals to 6 and x is equals to 6 out of 4. And 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 2 is 4, which is 3 by 2. And 3 by 2 is 1.5. That is my x-intercept. Now for y-intercept, you have to put the variable x equals to 0. So when x equals to 0 throughout the equation, here x is equals to 0. So y equals to 4 into 0 minus 6. So y equals to negative 6. Right? But here there is an absolute. So absolute of negative 6 is a positive 6. So y-intercept is 6 and the x-intercept is 1.5. Let me sketch this graph. Okay. If I consider this, okay, this is 1.5, 1, 2, 3, and over here we have 2, 4, and 6. Let's say 6 is over here. And if this is 1, and let's say this is 1.5, x-intercept and the y-intercept. Now let's sketch the graph. Connect these 2 points. This is a one side of the graph, right? For the other side, let's take any point, any x value and find out the corresponding y value, right? So let me suppose that at x is equals to, you can take any x value, you can take 2, 4, 6, 8, any value. So let's say x is 4. You can take any value, this is your choice. And what would be y? Or x is 1, the easiest one, let's say. So y would be equals to 4 into 1 minus 6. So y would be equals to 4 minus 6 and the absolute of this. So y equals to absolute of negative 2. So here y equals to 2. So when x is 1, y value is 2. Okay, now you can see when x is 1, because this is 1.5 and this is 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5 and so on. This is 2, this is 4 and 6. Okay, when it is 1, the y value is 2. This would be the point. So this is not the correct sketch. So let's say at x is equals to 2. Check another one. Y would be equals to absolute of 4 times 2 is 8 minus 6. Y equals to absolute of 8 minus 6, that is equals to 2. So y is 2. At x is 2, y is 2. Okay, so at x is equals to 2, y would be equals to 2, this point. Okay, this look like the accurate absolute value function graph. So connect this point. So this will be the shape of the graph, right? Now moving to part B, solve the equation when absolute of 4x minus 2 equals to absolute of 2x. All right. So we have to solve it algebraically. So there are 2 ways to solve it. You can open the absolute and do plus minus and solve with the first equation with a plus and second with a minus. So we can say 4x minus 6. When you open the absolute, this would be plus minus of 2x. So we have 2 solutions here with a positive and with a negative. Or there is another way to get rid of this plus minus. We have to do the squaring on both sides, right? So 4x minus 6 equals to 2x. 4x minus 2x, this would be equals to 6. and 4 minus 2 would be 2x. This would be equals to 6, and x should be equals to 6 by 2. 2 times 3 is 6. So x is equals to 3 is the first solution. Now the second is 4x minus 6 equals to negative of 2x. So 4x and plus 2x, this should be equals to 6. This is 6x equals to 6, and x is equals to 6 divided 6. This is equals to 1. So we have two solutions, x equals to 1 and x is equals to 3. Question number 2, part A, write this in the form of a plus b x plus c square, where a, b and c are integers. So basically we have to convert the standard form into the vertex form. This is somehow look like a vertex form. So to convert the standard form of quadratic equation to the vertex form, we have to use a completing square method. Okay, so for completing square method, let me apply the completing square method. Completing square method. All right. So in completing square method, first we have to arrange the quadratic equation into ax square plus bx plus c form. So this would be minus 2x square plus 4x and plus 3. That would be the first step. In the next step, we have to take the coefficient of x square common, which is negative 2 from the first and the second term. So 2 is common, negative 2 is common, this is x square is left. So dividing it by negative 2, so this is minus 2x. And the third term stays outside, the constant one, right? Now what we have to do, the first step is to convert it into ax square plus bx plus c form. In the second step, take the coefficient of x square common from the first and the second term. Now in the third step, we have to complete the square inside the bracket. So we have x square minus 2x. So in the third step, what we have to do, whatever the coefficient of x, which is negative 2, every time you have to divide it by 2 and you will get minus 1 and take its whole square, that is equals to 1. So now you have to add and subtract 1 inside the bracket, plus 1 and minus 1 and plus 3. Alright, so whatever the coefficient of x, you have to pick that with a sign, positive or negative, every time divided by 2, and you will get some answer, and take the square of that answer and then add and subtract that number. Alright, now in the next step, we have to combine the first three terms, x square minus 2x and plus 1, and shift the third term outside. Minus 2 times minus 1, this would be plus 2 and plus 3. Okay, now this square is complete. X square minus 2x plus 1, this is x minus 1 whole square. This is minus 2 x minus 1 whole square and plus 5. So this is in this form. Let me write this down in the form 5 minus 2 into x minus 1 whole square, a plus b into x plus c whole square, which is a, b, c are integers. A is 5, b is minus 2, c is minus 1. All the three are integers. Moving to part B, hence write down the range of the function, this function where x belongs to real numbers. Okay, so this function we have given, the domain is all real numbers. We have to find out its range, right? We can rewrite this function f of x as minus 2 into x minus 1 square plus 5. So this is the factored form of a quadratic equation. The vertex form. Vertex form is, we have a vertex form x minus h whole square plus k, and we have some a's outside. All right, so whenever we have a vertex form, the range of the vertex form depends on the k value, and it is less than equals to k value or greater than equals to k value. Less or greater sign depends on the a. When a is positive, we have to use greater than equals. When a is negative, we have to use less than equals. So we can say the range of f of x is, since a value is negative 2, so this is less than equals to the k, which is 5. This is less than equals to 5. That would be the range. Question number 3, use algebra to show that the equation has no real solutions. All right, no real solutions, it means we have to use the way of discriminant. First, let me simplify this equation. Distributive property, 5x square minus 5 times 3 is 15, and x, this is 5x and minus 26. Shifting all the terms over here, 5x square minus 15x minus 5x and plus 26. this is equals to 0. So 5x square minus 20x and plus 26, this is equals to 0. All right. Now we have to use algebra. Since this is a quadratic equation, we can use a method of discriminant. So discriminant is b square minus 4ac. If the discriminant is positive, it has two real roots. If it is negative, it has no real roots. And if it is 0, it has two same real roots. All right. So let's see the discriminant, work on it. B value is negative 20. Its whole square minus 4. A value is 5 and the C value is 26. Let me simplify this. Okay, negative 20 square, that would be 400 minus 4 times 5 times 26, this is 520. Now from 400 subtract 520, this is equals to minus 120. Since the discriminant is negative, it is less than 0. When the discriminant is negative, it has no real solutions. This is proved. Question number 4, do not use a calculator in this question. Number A, find the exact distance between the 2 points where the curve cuts y-axis. When the curve cuts y-axis, it means x should be equals to 0. So and throughout the equation, let me put x equals to 0. So when x is 0, we have 9 into 0 minus 1 square plus 4 into y minus 3 square equals to 36. This is 9 into negative 1 its square, a plus 4, and y minus 3 whole square. Let me open this. Y square plus 9 minus 2 times 3 times y, which is 6y. This is equals to 36. This is 9 and plus 4y square. 4 times 9 is 36. 4 times 6 is 24y. This is equals to 36. All right. Now we can cancel 36 and 36. They have same signs on both sides, or shifting the 36 on the other side becomes negative of 36 and we will get 0. So we have 4y square minus 24y and plus 9. This is equals to 0. Now this is a quadratic equation. Without using a calculator, we have to find the exact distance between the 2 points. So this is a quadratic equation. Let me apply the quadratic formula and simplify this. So the quadratic formula is y should be equals to negative of b value plus minus square root b square, which is minus 24 square, minus 4, a is 4 and c is 9. This is divided by 2 times of a, which is 4, and a square root. All right. Now let me simplify this. So here y equals to 24 plus minus square root. Negative squared is positive and 24 times 24. Let me simplify. 24 times 4. First we do 4 times table. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 2 is 8 and plus 1 is 9. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. So this is 6, 8 and 9. 8 plus 8 is 16 plus 1 is 17, 1 and 7, and this would be 5. So 5, 7 and 6 minus 4 times 4 is 16, and what is 16 times 9? 16 times 9 is, first we're gonna do 9 times 6, which is 54. 9 times 1 is 9, and 9 plus 5 is 14. So 144. Over here 144. This is a square root, and divided by 2 times 4 is 8. So further simplification, we have y equals to 24 plus minus, we have 576 minus 144. From 6 take away 4, this is 2. From 7 take away 4, 5, 6, 7, this is 3, and from 5 take away 1 is 4, 432. This is square root of 4, 3 and 2, and this is divided by 8. All right. Now for this simplification, now let's do the prime factorization of 432. Okay, to simplify the square root. So 432, start with the 2 times table. 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 6 is 12. Again dividing by 2, 2 times 1 is 2, 0, 2 times 8 is 16. And then it is divisible by 2 again. 2 times 5 is 10, 2 times 4 is 8. Again dividing by 2. 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 7 is 14. And then 27 is 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. Right, this is a prime factorization. Let me write this down. So y is going to be, we have a 2, 2 and a pair of 3. So 24 plus minus root 2 square times 2 square times 3 square times 3 divides 8. So this square and square root is cancelled out. 2 times 2 is 4 and 4 times 3 is 12. So y is equals to 24 plus minus 12 root 3 divided by 8. Alright, so y would be equals to 24 by 8 plus minus 12 by 8 root 3. So 24 by 8, further simplification, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 6 is 24, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 3 is 6, right? 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 6 is 12, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6. So that would be y equals to 3 plus minus 3 by 2 root 3. That would be the exact distance between the 2 points where the curve cuts the y-axis. Now for part B, find the coordinates of point where the curve with equation this intersects the curve with equation this. Give each of your answer in the form a plus b root c, where a and b are rationals and c is the smallest possible integer. Okay, so the two curves intersect. All right, so we can say from the second equation y is 1 over x. So let me substitute the y value over here and make it 1 over x. So this is 2x square plus 83x, and the y is 1 over x, equals to x cube. The y is 1 over x minus 20x. All right. Let me cancel the x with x, and this would be a square. So this is 2x square plus 83 equals to x square minus 20x. Shifting all the terms over here, so this is 2x square and minus x square plus 20x and plus 83. This is equals to 0. So x square plus 20x plus 83, this is equals to 0. Let me apply the quadratic formula over here. Okay, so x is equals to negative of 20 plus minus square root 20 square minus 4a and c square root divided by 2 times of a value. So x should be equals to negative of 20 plus minus root, this is 400. 20 times 20 is 400, right? Now 4 times 1 is 4 and 4 times 83. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, 4 times 8 is 32 plus 1 is 33. 332. And 2 times 1 would be 2. Now from 400, if I take away 332, so x is equals to negative of 20 plus minus square root. 400 take away 330, so this would be 70, and subtracting 2, this is 68 divided by 2. Okay, now let me simplify 68. So x is equals to negative of 20 plus minus root, finding the factorization of 68. 68 is 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 7 is 14. So and 7 times 1 is 7. So 2 into 2 into 17 divided by 2. Now over here we have, if I can simplify further, x is equals to minus 20 plus minus root 2 square times of 17 and divided by 2. Alright, so x should be equals to negative of 20 plus minus 2 root 17 divided by 2. So with this 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 10 is 20, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 1 is 2. So x is equals to negative of 10 plus minus root 17. This is my x, right? And this said a and b should be the rational numbers. We have to find the coordinates of the points. The question says find the coordinates of the points, means x and the y coordinates. And this should be in a plus b root c. A and b should be rational and c should be a smallest possible integer. Okay, so here a and b, this is in the form of a plus b root c. A and b are rational. A is minus 10 by 1. A is minus 10, that is a rational number. B is plus minus 1, that is again a rational number. And C is the smallest possible integer, which is 17. So x coordinate is in the given form. Now let me substitute that x value into the equation, the y equation. Okay, the y equation is y equals to 1 over x. That is my y equation. Okay, now substitute the x over here. So y is equals to 1 over the x is minus 10 plus root 17. Let me substitute with the positive one first. So we have to rationalize it by taking the conjugate of the denominator, negative 10 and negative root 17, multiplying and dividing. Okay, now here we have minus 10 minus root 17 over, this is minus 10 and minus 10, this would be negative 10 square and negative root 17 square. Okay, so that is going to be minus 10 minus root 17 divides 10 square is 100 minus 17 square is 17. From 10 take away 17, 10 take away 100 take away 10 would be 90 and take away 7 is 83. So minus 10 minus root 17 over 83. This would be the y value when I substitute it with a positive, right? And when I substitute with a negative, this would be going to be positive, right? So we can say the coordinates of the point, the x coordinate is minus 10 plus root 17 and the y coordinate is minus 10 minus root 17 over 83 and minus 10 minus root 17 and the other one is minus 10 plus root 17 over 83. These are the x and the y coordinates. Question number 5. There are 3 women, 2 men and 4 children in a chore. Part A, the chore stands in a single straight line. Number 1, find the number of possible arrangements if first person and last person are both women. So how many total? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are total 9 members. All right. Okay, so we have to find the possible arrangements if the first person is a woman and the last person is a woman. Okay, so it should be a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's say the first is a woman, so there are 3 combinations for the first, and if one woman is standing on the first position and the last position 2 women are left. All right, now how many combinations are left now? Okay, so the first person is a woman, the second person is a woman, right? The first on the first place the woman is standing, so there are 3 women, so 1 woman stand over here. Now 2 women are left for the last position, right? So 1 woman over here, 1 woman over here. Now 1 woman is left, 2 men are left and 4 children are left. 4, 5, 6 and 7. So total 7 members are left. So we can say 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because there is no restriction in between. There can be a one woman and two men's and four children, right? So let me simplify. We have to multiply this to get the number of possible combinations. Okay, so 3, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 2. 30,240. So these are the possible combinations, we can say. 30,240. Right. Now moving to the second part, find the number of possible arrangements if all children stands next to each other. Okay, there are 4 children. They said they stand next to each other. All right. Okay, so we have the question that all children stands next to each other. All right. And we have 4 childrens, right? So consider children as a one unit. So that is 4 factorial ways we can arrange children, right? Times. Now we have 3 women's, 2 men's. 3 plus 2 would be 5, and children are considering as one unit plus 1, that would be a 6 factorial. So the rest are 6 factorial ways. Let me explain one more time. So children should stand next to each other, right? So they can be on the first positions, first 4 positions, last 4 position, middle 4 positions. So they should be stand next to each other. So it means they consider children as a one unit. So there are 4 factorial ways to arrange the children's, right? Okay, now 3 women and 2 men, that would be 3 plus 2 would be 5, and children are considering as a one unit. So 5 plus 1 would be 6. So the rest are the 6 factorial ways. So let me simplify. That is 4 factorial times 6 factorial factorial. This is 17,220 280 ways. 17,280. All right. Now for part B, 4 of the chore are selected to sing in a group. So 4 are selected. Number 1, find the number of different selections if no man is chosen. Okay, there are 2 men, right? So they said no man is chosen. All right, so it means women and children are chosen. If no man is chosen, we are not going to select the men. All right, so cancel the men. 3 women and 4 children. 3 plus 4 is 7. So now the total we have is 7 members. 3 women plus 4 children. So the total members we have are 7 members. Out of 7 we have to select only 4. So 7C4. We have to just simplify. This is 7C4. This is 35. So there are 35 different selections. Now for second part, find the number of different selections if at least 2 women are chosen. At least 2 women, it means 2 or more than 2, not less than 2. Okay, so there are 3 women, right? And let's say 2 are selected out of 3. Okay, let me make a table to make this situation clear, right? So if I consider, first I make a column for women. There are 3 women's, right? Men, 2 men's, and child. There are 4 childs, right? Okay, so at least 2 women. So 2 or more than 2. When the women's we are using 2, the men we can say 2 and child are 0. So total should be 4, right? When the woman is 2, men is 1, child is 1. When the woman is 2, men is 0 and child is 2. Now for 3 combination, we can say men should be 1 and the child are 0. The add up would be 4. For 3, we can say men are 0 and child are 1. So there are 5 possible combinations over here. So from here we can say 3C2. Women's are 3 and C2. 2C2, 2C2 and times 4C0. The next combination is 3C2 times 2C1 times 4C1. And the next is 3C2 times 2C0 times 4C2. And the next would be 3C3. This would be, and 2C1 and 4C0. And this would be 3C3 times 2C0 and times 4C1. All right. Let me simplify all these possible combinations. 3c2 times 2c2 times 4c0. This is equals to 3. All right. Now 3c2, 2c1, and 4c1. This is 24. Okay. Now 3c2, 2c0. This is 0, and 4c2, and that is 18. Okay. Now 3c3, okay, 2c1, okay, and 4c0. This is equals to 2. Okay. And the next is 3c3, 2c0. This is 0 over here, and 4c1. This is 4. Let me add them up. So 3 plus 24 plus 18 plus 2 plus 4. So there are 51 different selections. Question number 6. Variables x and y are such that y equals to cos x sine square of x. Use differentiation to find the approximate change in y as x increase from 3 to 3 plus h, where h is small. Okay, so whenever we have to find the approximate change in y, so we have to find dy over dx at x is equals to 3 and multiply your answer with some h. So let me solve for dy over dx. Dy over dx, this is going to be the product rule, cos x and sine square of x. The first function cos x is as it is. Let me take the derivative of second function, which is sine square of x, plus the second function is as it is, sine square x, and the derivative of the first function, which is cos x. Okay, now this is cos x. Now here we are applying the power rule. So the power is 2, the base function is sine x, and the derivative of base function, the derivative of sine is cos x, plus sine square x is as it is. The derivative of cos is minus sine x. Simplify. So 2 sine x cos square x minus sine cube x. Right. So that is a derivative. Now we have to find at x is equals to 3. Now dy over dx at x is equals to 3. So this is going to be 2 sine 3 cos square 3 minus sine cube 3. Right. Let me calculate this. So this is in radians. So 2 sine 3 and cos 3 its square, and minus sine 3 its cube. So that is 0.274 h. I rounded 3 because it's 8. So 0.274 h is the approximate change in y as x increases from 3 to 3 plus h. Question number 7, it is given that y is this function where m and n are non-zero constants. It is also given that this for all values of x. Find the value of h, m and n. So here we have given the y, the first derivative and the second derivative. So let me differentiate finding the first and second derivative of y. dy over dx is going to be, m is constant, x square derivative is 2x, plus x derivative is 1 and 2 is as it is, n is a constant, its derivative is 0. So we can say the first derivative is 2mx plus 1 by 2. Okay, now let's differentiate the second derivative, d2y over dx square. Its second derivative differentiated again. So x derivative is 1, 2m is a constant, and 1 by 2 derivative is constant, its derivative is 0. Now let me substitute all the quantities into the equation. 3 times of second derivative 2m equals to the first derivative, which is 2mx plus half its whole square minus the y. Y is mx square plus x by 2 plus n. All right. Okay, so now here to get the m and n, we have to compare the coefficients. So before comparing, let me simplify this. 3 times 2 would be 6m, and here we have a plus b whole square formula. So the first term square is 4m square x square. Second term is 1 square is 1, 2 square would be 4, plus 2ab, 2 times 2mx into 1 by 2. Okay, and minus we have mx square minus x by 2. We have to change the signs here, and we have minus n, right? So now this 2 and this 2 is cancel out, and 6m, this is a constant term. 4m square x square, this is x square term, plus 1 by 4, plus 2mx term, minus mx square minus x by 2 minus n. All right, now let me compare the coefficients. Comparing coefficients to get the value of m and n. Yes, so we have to compare the coefficients of x square, x, and the constant. So first let me start with comparing coefficients of x square. So here the x square coefficient is 0, and on the other side the x square coefficient is 4m square and minus m. All right, so now let me simplify, or we can say m is common. We are left with 4m minus 1 and equals to 0. So here m equals to 0 and 4m minus 1 equals to 0, and here 4m would be equals to plus 1. Shifting the negative 1 on the other side, it becomes positive 1, and dividing by 4 on both sides, m would be equals to 1 by 4. We have two m values, 0 and 1 by 4, but in the question it says that m and n are non-zero constants, not equals to 0. It should be a non-zero number. So we have to pick this one, m equals to 1 by 4. This is a non-zero constant. All right, now the next we have to compare the coefficients of the x. Here again x coefficient is 0. The x coefficient is 2m and minus 1 by 2. Right, let me do this. Comparing coefficients of x. Here the coefficient of x is 0, and on the other side we have 2 x is the coefficient, 2m. Yes, 2m is the x coefficient and minus 1 by 2 is the x coefficient. So let me verify your m. So m value is 1 by 4. So 0 is equals to 2 into 1 by 4 minus 1 by 2. So 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. So here we have 1 by 2 and minus 1 by 2, and both are cancel out and you have 0. It means m is 1 by 4. That is correct. Now let me compare the coefficients of constant. All right, so as you can see on the left side we have a constant 6m, and here 1 by 4 and negative n. Okay, so we have 6m equals to 1 by 4 and minus n. Let me solve for n, because we have the m value, we are solving for n. So shifting this n on the other side, it becomes positive n. We have 1 by 4 and shifting 6m minus 6m. So n would be equals to 1 by 4 minus 6 into 1 by 4. Okay, so let me solve for n. This is 1 minus 6 divided by 4, and that is minus 5 by 4, and that is again a non-zero constant. So m is 1 by 4 and n is minus 5 by 4. Question number 8, part A. In arithmetic progression, the sum of the first 30 term is minus 1068. It is an arithmetic progression, and the sum. So what is the sum formula for arithmetic progression? Sn equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. That is the sum formula. So we have given that S30. This is S30. We have given. So let me solve this. What is S30? So this is 30 divided by 2, n is 30, into 2a plus 30 minus 1 into d, and this is equals to minus 1065, or further simplification 15 into 2a plus 29d, and that is equals to minus 1065. Let me simplify this further, dividing by 15 on both sides. 1065 divided by 15, that is 71. So we can say 2a plus 29d, that is equals to minus of 71. This is my first equation. All right. Now, the sum of the next 20 terms, the first 30 terms and the next 20 terms, it means 50 terms. Next 20, from 30 to the next 20, that would be the 50 term. That is minus 2210. Find the first term and the common difference. We have to solve for a and t. Okay, so what does they mean that sum of the next 20 terms? The sum of next 20 terms, it means S50 minus S30, that is equals to minus 2210, because it is not the sum of 50 terms, the first 50 terms, right? Like they said, the sum of first 30 term S30 we have given. Here they are not saying the sum of the first 50 terms, they are saying the next 20 terms. So how can we get the sum of the next 20 term? So in 30 we add 20, that would be 50. From the sum of the 50th term and the sum of the 30th term, we have to subtract to get that answer. All right, so let me just substitute. S50 is 50 divided by 2 into 2a plus 50 minus 1 into d, and sum of 30 is minus 1065 and minus 2210. Right, so what is 50 by 2? That is 25, and this is 2a plus 49d, and this is equals to minus 2210. This term is positive. Negative times negative is positive, and when you're shifting positive on the other side, it becomes minus 1065. All right, let me simplify this. 2210 and plus 1065, this is 3275. So 2a plus 49d, this is 3 negative 3275, and this is going to divide it by 25, dividing by 25 on both sides. This is 131. We have the second equation, 2a plus 49d, this is minus 131. This is my second equation. Now we have two equations and two unknowns. We can simplify and get the value of a and d, right? So 2a and 2a, let me subtract the two equations. So the first equation is 2a plus 29d, this is minus 71. Second is 2a plus 49d, this is equals to minus 131, right? Let me subtract the two equations by changing the signs. This is cancel out. We have 29 minus 49, this is negative of 20d, and here minus 71 and plus 131, this is 60, this is equals to 60. And what is d? D would be equals to 60 divides negative 20, okay, divided by minus 20, this is negative of 3. So from here d equals to minus 3, right? Now substitute the d value into the first or second equation to get the value for a. So let me substitute over here. So we can say in the first equation, 2a plus 29d is negative 3. This is equals to minus 71. So 29 times negative 3, this is 2a minus 87. This is minus 71. So 2a, this is equals to minus 71 and plus 87. Shifting the 87 on the other side, it changes the sign. So minus 71 and plus 87, this is 16. So a would be equals to 16 by 2 divided by 2. This is equals to 8. So here the a value is 8 and the d value is negative of 3. The first term is 8 and the common difference is negative 3. Now for part B, a geometric progression is such that the first term is 4, a is equals to 4, and the sum of the first three terms, S3, is 7. Find the two possible values of the common ratio and find the sum to infinity for the convergent progression. All right. So first we have to, what information we have given, that the first term a equals to 4 and S3, what is S3? This is equals to 7. So the nth term formula is a n equals to a into r power n plus 1, and the sum formula is Sn equals to A into 1 minus r power n over 1 minus r. This is the sum of the geometric progression. So we have given the first term and the sum of first three terms. Let me open S3. So S3 is A would be 4 into 1 minus r, we don't know, and to the power of 3 over 1 minus r, and that is equals to 7. From here the only unknown is r, so let me solve for r by doing a cross multiplication, or let me open 1 minus r cube by using the formula for a cube minus b cube. This is equals to a minus b, a square plus ab plus b square. Okay, so a over here is 1 and b is r. So we can say 4 into 1 minus r into 1 square plus 1 times r plus r square. This is going to divide with 1 minus r, and that is equals to 7. Let me cancel the like factors, 1 minus r with the 1 minus r in the denominator, and we are left with 4 into this. So 4 plus 4r plus 4r square minus 7 equals to 0. Or we can say 4r square plus 4r and 4 minus 7. This is negative 3 equals to 0. Now this is a quadratic equation in R. So let me factorize this. 4 times 3 is 12. And the factors of 12 are 2 times 6 is 12. And 6 minus 2 would be 4. So 4r square plus 6r minus 2r minus 3 equals to 0. Let me do this again. In factorization, we have to multiply the coefficient of the r square and the constant term. So this is 4 times 3. This is equals to 12. And then find out the factors of 12. The factors of 12 are starting with 2. 2 times 3, 2 times 6 is 12. And if I can do minus 2 and plus 6, that is equals to 4. So I did this minus 2 and plus 6. Okay, so let me take 2 and r common. 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, and negative 1 is common, so 2r plus 3 equals to 0. So the factors are 2r plus 3 and 2r minus 1. This is equals to 0. So now we have to find the two possible values of r. They said two possible values of common ratio. First we have to find. So it means 2r plus 3 would be equals to 0, and from here 2r equals to negative 3 and r equals to minus 3 by 2. Okay, and the second 2r minus 1 equals to 0, so 2r equals to 1 and r equals to 1 by 2. Right. Okay, these are the two possible values of the common ratio, and find sum to infinity for the convergent progression. Okay, sum to infinity. We have the formula for sum to infinity. S infinity equals to a over 1 minus r when the absolute value of r is less than 1, or we can say when r lies between 1 and minus 1. This is a condition for convergent. For convergent, the r must lies between 1 and minus 1, right? So as we know, this would be equals to minus 1.5 and this is equals to 0.5. So 0.5 lies between minus 1 and 1, but minus 1.5 does not lies between this range. So it means at r equals to minus 1.5, it is divergent. So we can say at r equals to minus 1.5, S infinity is divergent. Right, and we have to find the sum to infinity for convergent progression only. So it means we have to find sum to infinity when r is 0.5. So a over 1 minus 0.5. A value is 4. So 4 over 1 minus 0.5. Let me simplify. Okay, 1 minus 0.5 and 4 divides answer. This would be 8. So the sum to infinity is 8. Question number 9, the function f and g are defined by f of x and g of x. Number A, explain why the function f composition g does not exist. Okay, so f of g does not exist. We can say f of g does not exist when the range of inner function, which is g of x, does not lies between the domain of outer function, which is f of x. Okay, so we have the domain of outer function, which is x is less than 0. All the values of x that are less than 0 means from negative 0.1 to negative infinity. And what is the range of g of x? So let me work on the range of g of x over here. So the range of g of x, the domain of g of x, we have d of x 1 over x square. Okay, the domain is x is less than 0. All the values of x which is less than 0 means the negative ones. So let me check the range by substituting the values less than 0. We have 1 over minus 1 square, 1 over minus 2 square, 1 over minus 3 square, 1 over minus 4 square, and so on, right? This is 1, this is 1 by 4, this is 1 by 9, 1 by 16, and so on. All right, so let me check the answers. 1 by 4 is 0.25. Okay, so 0.25. 1 by 9 is 0.11. 1 over 16, this is 0.06, 25, and so on. It means the range is greater than 0. We can say the values are more than 0 because it is positive and 1. Okay, so we can say the range of g of x is greater than 0. That is the range of g of x. Okay, now f composition g does not exist, as we know that the range of g of x, that is range is g of x is greater than 0, does not lies between the domain of f of x, and the domain of f of x is less than 0. Let me explain one more time by drawing the number line, because this to understand the situation. Okay, let's say this is a number line from positive infinity to negative infinity, and this is 0, right? Now the domain of f of x is x values that are less than 0. This is the domain of f of x, right? And the range of g of x is the values that are more than 0 over here. This is the range, g of x range. All right, so we know that when the composition is possible, the composition is only possible when the inner function domain range, so inner function is g of x, and the range of g of x, the inner function range must lies inside the domain of the outer function. So domain of the outer function, it does not contain the range of the inner function, so it means the composition does not exist. It is not possible. I hope this is clear now. Now for moving to part B, given that the function g of f does exist, find and simplify an expression for g of f. We have given that it does exist, so there is no need to check the domain and ranges, right? Just find out the expression g f of x. So we have g, and f of x is 3 over x square over 4x minus 1. And g of this is the reciprocal, so 1 over 3x square over 4x minus 1. So we have to do the reciprocal, which is 4x minus 1 over 3x square. So that is the expression. Oh, this is not just x, this is a square as well. So let me open the square. G f of x is going to be 4x minus 1 whole square over 3 square is 9, and x to the power of 4. That is the expression. Part C, show that f inverse can be written in this form where p, q, and r are integers. Find f inverse of x. For f inverse of x, we have to put y equals to f of x, which is 3x square over 4x minus 1. Right, in the next step, switching the variables, x is going to be 3y square over 4y minus 1. X is replacing with y's, and y's are replacing with x. Okay, now the next step, we have to solve for y. Okay, so we have 4xy minus x minus 3y square equals to 0. Here what I did the two steps. Okay, So here I first cross multiplied 4y minus 1 with x. So 4y times x and minus 1 times x, right? And then I shift this term 3y squared on the other side of equality, it becomes negative. So there are two steps I did over here. Okay, let me arrange this. So minus 3y square plus 4xy minus x equals to 0. So if I consider this as a quadratic equation, because I have to find the answer in terms of this form and solving for y. So y should be equals to negative of b, which is 4x, plus minus square root b square is 4x square, minus 4 times the a value is minus 3 and the c value is negative x. This is going to divide with 4 times of a, which is negative of 3. So y equals to minus 4x plus minus square root 16x square and plus and minus 12x. Okay, this is dividing by 4 times 3 is negative of 12. All right. Okay, so y is equals to minus 4x plus minus square root. We can take 4 is common, 4 times 4 is 16x and x is common, and 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, and divided by negative of 12. Okay, for the simplification of y, which is f inverse of x. So here y is equals to minus is common 4x. Okay, to first simplify, this is root 4 is 2 root x into 4x minus 3 divides negative of 12. Let me divide both terms by minus 12. So y equals to minus 4x over minus 12 and plus minus 2 over minus 12 into x into 4x minus 3. Okay, now this is 4 times 3 is 12 and negative is cancelled with negative. 2 times 6 is 12, negative is cancelled with negative. So negative by positive. Negative is not cancelled over here, it is multiplying. So y would be equals to x over 3, and this is minus plus, it changes to 1 over 6 into x into 4x minus 3. Okay, sorry, I did the mistake over here. In quadratic formula we have y equals to negative b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac divides 2 times of a value. This is 2 times 3, this is negative 6, negative 6, negative 6, negative 6 and negative 6. So when we cancel it out, it becomes 4 and 6. 2 times 2 is 4 and 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2 and 2 times 3 is 6. So 3 would be the denominator. So this is 2x over 3 and this is going to be 3. So y equals to 2x plus minus square root x into 4x minus 3. Okay, and divided by 3. So as you can see, it look like exactly the same form. In the denominator we have 3, we have px, so p is 2x and negative root x qx plus r, so qx plus r, and pqr should be integer, which is 2, 4 and minus 3. Now it should be a negative, not a positive one. So how it is negative, let me explain you. As we know that the range of, let me write this down, we know that the range of f of x is equals to the domain of f inverse of x, right? So we have to find out the range of f of x. We have given f of x which is equals to this and the domain is less than 0. So let me find out the range of f of x. Yes, so this is f of x, the domain is x is less than 0. Substituting the values of x which is less than 0, let's say negative 1 we can take. So 3 into minus 1 square is 1. So we have just 3, and it is going to divide it 4 times minus 1 is minus 4 over minus 4 minus 1 is minus 5. This is equals to minus 0.6. We have negative 0.6 at, let me write this down, minus 0.6. Okay, let me check at minus 2. 3 times minus 2 square is 4. So this is 12. So 12 divides 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times minus 2 is minus 8 minus 1 minus 9. So this is negative 1.3. So you can see the values of negative are negative, so you can say the range is y is less than 0, all the values that are less than 0. So we can say the range of f of x, this is f of x is less than 0, and this is my domain of f inverse of x. So for the domain of f inverse of x, that is why I'm using the negative one, not the positive one. To get the negative answers, we are using, because the domain of f inverse of x is the values should be less than 0. Okay, so here we can say f inverse of x is going to be 2x minus root x into 4x minus 3 divides 3. Why negative? Because the domain of f of x is less than 0. That is why it is negative. We are not taking positive. And how I get this domain of f inverse of x, this would be equals to range of f of x, and I check the range of f of x by substituting the values, and these are all negative and less than 0. I hope this makes sense now. Question number 10 part A, show that this can be written in this form. Alright, so let me open the square. This is tan square x plus secant square x plus 2 into tan x secant x. Alright, now let me simplify this. Tan is sine over cos, sine square x over cos square x. Secant is 1 over cos square x plus 2. Tangent is sine over cos, sine x over cos x into 1 over cos x. Alright, so as you can see, all the denominators are cos square, so we can say sine square x plus 1 plus 2 sine x. This is dividing by cos square x. So as you can see, we have a square and plus 2ab and b square over here. So a is sine a square plus 2a value into the b value plus b square, and this is going to divide with cos square of x is 1 minus sine square x. Here we can close the formula of sine x plus 1 whole square over 1 minus sine square x. Let me open this. This is 1 plus sine x whole square, and here we have 1 plus sine x and 1 minus sine x. 1 minus sine x, so we can cancel the like ones. 1 plus sine x with 1 plus sine x, and we are left with 1 plus sine x over 1 minus sine x. Now we can written in this form exactly. Moving to part B, hence solve this equation. This should be equals to 6. Tan 3 theta secant 3 theta. So tan x plus secant x whole square is this one. So tan 3 theta, x is replacing with, now here this is x is 3 theta, right? So we can say 1 plus sine 3 theta over 1 minus sine 3 theta. This should be equals to 6. All right. Cross multiplication, 1 plus sine 3 theta, this is equals to 6 minus 6 sine 3 theta. Shifting the like terms over here, so 1 plus sine 3 theta minus 6 plus 6 sine 3 theta, this is equals to 0, and sine 3 theta and 6 sine 3 theta would be 7 sine 3 theta. Okay, and 1 minus 6 is minus 5, so shifting on the other side becomes positive 5. So we can say sine of 3 theta equals to 5 over 7. Okay, and 3 theta, this is equals to sine inverse of 5 over 7. We have to solve this equation for theta is between 0 to 180 degrees, so your calculator should be in degrees. My calculator is in radians. Let me convert it into degree mode. Now sine inverse 5 divides 7. This is 45.48. Okay, so in this section, I have to explain you how I did this because I already recorded it, but unfortunately my camera was off, so apologies. Okay, so the first, let me start with the sine 3 theta is positive of 5 over 7. So sine of something, sine is positive, right? Sine is positive in which quadrant? By using the cast rule, sine is positive in the first quadrant and in the second quadrant, right? So then I solve 3 theta is sine inverse of something. It should be in degrees. Why? Because your domain is in degrees, right? Not in radians. And solving for 3 theta. This is the 3 theta value in the first quadrant because first quadrant is just that 3 theta values, right? Now, because sine is positive in the second quadrant, so we have to find another value by using the operation 180 minus that theta value. So 180, I subtracted that value, I got the second angle, right? So these are the two angles for 3 theta, not for theta, right? Okay, so we need further values as well. So as you can see, whenever in your question we have the value, the angle is other than theta, other than 1 theta, 2 theta, 3 theta, 4 theta, 5 theta, then you have to add and subtract 2 pi or add and subtract 360 degree because it is in degrees, so we are adding subtracting 360. If it is in radians, we add and subtract 2 pi because most of the questions, student asked me the question in the comment section that why we are adding and subtracting 2 pi's or 360 degrees. So the reason is if you have just theta, then these two answers are okay. These two answers are okay, no need to do another further, right? But if your angle has 2 revolutions, 3 revolutions, 4, 5, 10, any revolution other than 1, then every time you have to add and subtract 2 pi or add and subtract 360 degree, depend on the your domain, if it is in radians, if it is in degrees, right? Okay, so next thing is here I'm just adding. So no need to waste your time in subtracting 360 degree. Why? Because as you can see, our domain is from 0 to 180. It is positive, right? If your range is negative, means if it is from 180 minus 180 to plus 180, then you can subtract 360 degree as well, right? So I added 316 these two values and no need to subtract, and I explained the reason why I'm not subtracting. If you can subtract, you can do subtraction, but this is just a wastage of time because if you subtract 360 from 45, you will get a negative number, and 360 if you subtract 134 from 360, you will again get a negative number, and the negative does not include in your given domain, right? Okay, so that is why I'm just adding it. So keep in mind in the given domain every time. So if it is positive, then just add 2 pi, adding 360. If it is both, it contain 180 to minus 180, pi to plus pi to minus pi, plus minus 180 to plus 180, then if it involves both signs like positive and negative, then you have to add as well as subtract. But if it only has a positive one, so just you have to add it. Okay, now as you can see, we have 4 answers for 3 theta. Now to get the value of theta, what I did over here, I just divide all the values, 45.58 over 3, this divide 3, I divided all the numbers by 3, and these are my 4 solutions. And as you can see, all the 4 solutions are between 0 degree to 180 degree. So I already solved this, but unfortunately I forgot to turn on my camera, so I couldn't record it. So that is why I just explained you guys. So you can do on calculator, I did the calculation. So whenever you're dividing by 3, you will get all these desired angle, right? If you still have any confusion, you can just comment, message me in a comment section, so inshallah I will clear it out. Thank you. Question number 11. In this question, all lengths are in centimeters. The diagram shows a rectangle ABCD. A, B, C, and D is a rectangle with BC. B to C, this whole length is X. All right. Area of the rectangle is 400 centimeters square. So we have given the area of a rectangle. So what is the formula for area of a rectangle? 400 is the area, that is length times width, right? 400, we don't know the length, A, B, C, D, we don't know the length, but the width we know is X. For this rectangle, the width is X, right? So what is the length? That is 400 over X. That is the length of this rectangle. Okay, if this whole is x and this would be this whole length is equals to 400 over x. 400 over x. All right, now two identical quarter circles. These are the two identical quarter circles. Its radius is x by 2. Radius is x by 2 with centers A and C. A is the center, C is the center. From A to this point and A to this point, this is x by 2. This length 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 is also x by 2. All right. I remove from the rectangle to make the shaded shape. Okay, so now what is this side and this side? Okay, as you can see, this whole is equals to x. This is x by 2. What is this? This is also x by 2, because x by 2 plus x by 2 makes x, right? If this whole is 400 over x and this is x over 2, what is this? How can I get this? This is from 400 over x minus x by 2. This is the length. 400 over x minus x by 2 is the length from B to this point. Okay, given that x can vary, okay, find the value of x that gives the minimum value of the parameter. Minimum value. Whenever we have a question to find the maximum or the minimum, we have to put the first derivative. We can say derivative equals to 0 to find the maximum point, minimum point, turning point, stationary points. In all these questions, we have to put the first derivative equals to 0, right? Okay, of the parameter of the shaded shape, and hence find this minimum value. All right, so the question says, given that x can vary, find the value of x. We have to find the value of x that gives the minimum value of parameter of the shaded shape. So first we have to find the parameter of the shaded shape. So what is a parameter? Parameter is sum of all sides. All right, sum of all sides of the shaded shape. Okay, so this side is, what is this side? This side is again 400 over x minus x by 2, the shaded one. This is x by 2. This is 400 over x minus x by 2, and this is again x by 2. But we don't know this curved one. All right, so we know this angle is pi 90, or we can say pi by 2 we can use. Yes, this angle, because rectangle angles are 90 or pi by 2, right? Okay, this is an arc length basically. So when we are this angle, we are using pi by 2. This angle is pi by 2. So arc length is radius times theta. So what is this length? Radius is x by 2 times the theta is pi by 2. So the arc length is x pi by 4. This is the arc length. And this arc length is again also the same, which is x pi by 4, right? Now let me write down the parameter, the sum of all sides. This is a parameter. The first side is 400 over x minus x by 2. Okay, this side and this side, so it is 2 times. So it is times by 2 plus this side and this side is x by 2. We have to times by 2 times of x by 2 plus the arc length is again 2 times of x pi by 4. 2 times, x pi by 4. Okay, let me simplify this further. So this 2 is cancelled with 2, this 2 is cancelled with this 4. So P is going to be, we have 800, 2 times 4 is 8 over x minus this 2 is cancelled with 2, just x, plus this is just x, plus x and pi by 4. So positive and negative x's cancel out. So P is parameter is 800 over x and plus pi by 4x. This is just left, right? Now this is a parameter of the shaded shape. Now we have to find the minimum value of that parameter of the shaded shape. And for minimum, what we have to do, we need to do dp over dx and put it equals to 0. All right, now let me differentiate this. So we can say dp over dx. This is 800 is constant, 1 over x derivative is minus 1 over x square. So 800 minus 1 over x square plus pi by 4 is a constant, x derivative is just 1. So that is the derivative. Now put this equals to 0. Okay. Let me put this minus 800 over x square plus pi by 4. This is equals to 0. Let me solve for x. Because it says that given that x can vary, and find the value of x that gives the minimum value of the parameter of the shaded shape. We have to find the value of x. Okay, so minus 800 over x square, this is equals to pi by 4, negative pi by 4. So negative is cancelled with negative. Let's do the cross multiplication. 800 times by 4 divided by pi, and this is equals to my x square. 4 is multiplying over here, pi is over here, and x is on the other side. 4 times 8, this is 32. So 3200 over pi, this is my x square. Okay, now let me solve for x. Wait a minute, this is pi by 2, not pi by 4. Yes, I already cancelled it out, so it is pi by 2. Okay, so this is 2 over here, pi by 2, 2 times 8 is 16, so 1600. Okay, now for simplification we take the square root, so x is going to be the square root of 1600 over pi. Okay, so root 1600 is 40. So x is equals to 40 over root pi. Let me solve for x. Divides root of pi. 22.56, 22.6 we can say. 22.6 is the value of x. Now let me find that minimum value. So in parameter we have 800 over x, which is 22.6, plus pi by 2x, which is 22.6. Let me simplify. 800 divide 22.6 plus pi times 22.6 divided by 2. This is 70.89 or 70.9 we can say. So the minimum value of p is 70.9. That is the minimum value of p. Question number 12. The diagram shows a triangle OBC, O, B and C, OA and OB. O to A, this OA and OB, this is in the ratio of 4:7. OD and OC is in the ratio of 4:7. And O to B is a vector B and O to C is a vector C. Okay. Now OA is 4 and OB total is 7. So this O to B is total 7 and this is vector B. O to C is total 7 and this is a vector C. All right. Now what is OA? O is O to A is 4/7 of B and the remaining is 3/7 of B, A to B. O to D is again 4/7 of C and D to C is 3/7 of C. Right. Now the point P is the point of intersection of AC and BD. A to C, B to D, such that A to P is lambda times AC and B to P is mu times BD. So let me solve for AC. Okay, what is AC? A to C is A to B, B to C. So for this we need BC first. So what is BC? B, if we move B to C, B to O, O to C, this is minus B and plus C. Minus B plus C, or we can say C minus B. B to C is, this is C minus B. Okay, now let me solve for AP. AP is lambda times of AC. AP is lambda times of A to C. A to C is AB and BC. This plus this. Lambda, this is 3/7 of B plus C minus B. 3/7 minus 1. Let me solve for the coefficient of b. 3 by 7 and minus 1 is minus 4 by 7. So this is lambda c minus 4 by 7 of b. This is my AP. Okay, so we have done with AP. We have AP now. Now let me solve for BP. Okay, B to P is mu times of BD. Okay, BP is mu of BD. So what is D? BD. B to D is this and this. You have this is negative. C to D. DC is 3 by 7. C. It's negative. So mu, we have C minus B and minus 3 by 7 of C. Okay. Now the C coefficients are 1 minus 3 by 7. 4 by 7. This is mu 4 by 7 of C and minus B. This is B to P. Alright. Now we have AP and BP. Lambda and mu are scalars. Now for part A, find two expressions for OP. Okay, O to P. We have to find two expressions. Let me join O to this P. We have to find two expressions in each in terms of B, C and a scalar, and hence show that P divides AC and DB in the ratio of 4:7. So first let me find the two expressions and then we can work on the rest of the part. Okay, so OP. What is OP? O to P is OA and AP. We have OA, we have AP. Okay, OA, AP. What is OA? 4 by 7 of B. And what is AP? This is lambda times C minus 4 by 7 of B. This is OP, right? That is my first expression of OP. Right. Now let me find the second expression of OP. Okay. This and this we can say. Right. O to P is OB and BP. OB, BP. OB is a vector B and this is BP. This is mu 4 by 7 C minus B. This is the second expression. So what we have done with the two expressions of OP, each in terms of BC and a scalar. So we have in terms of BC and a scalar, BC and a scalar, because mu and lambdas are scalars, right? Hence show that P divides AC, the line AC, and DB in the ratio of 4:7. This is 4, 4, 7, 7. Okay. Let me equate it. Okay. The two expressions of OP. This is 4 by 7B plus lambda C minus 4 by 7B lambda. This is equals to B plus 4 by 7C mu minus B mu. Okay. Let me solve for lambda and mu by comparing B and C. Comparing. First compare the B. B coefficient is 4 by 7 minus 4 by 7 lambda. And here B coefficient is 1 minus mu. We have equation in mu and lambda. Comparing the coefficients of C. C is lambda over here. And this C is 4 by 7 mu. Okay, now let me substitute this value into the first equation. So we can say 4 by 7 minus 4 by 7. Lambda is 4 by 7 mu. And this is equals to 1 minus of mu, right? So 4 by 7 minus 4 times 4 is 16. 7 times 7 is 49 of mu minus 1 plus mu. This is equals to 0, right? Okay, for this simplification, I'm gonna do over here. So combining the mu's, this and this, these are the two coefficients of mu. The first coefficient is 1 minus the next is 16 divides 49. 33 over 49 mu. 33 over 49, it's mu. Okay, and 4 by 7 and minus 1. 4 divides 7 minus 1 is minus 3 by 7. Shifting on the other side, this is 3 by 7. And what is mu? This is 3 by 7 times its reciprocal is 49 over 33. 3 times 11 is 33. 7 times 7 is 49. So 7 over 11 is my mu, right? Let me substitute it into lambda, which is 4 by 7 mu, which is 7 over 11. 7 is cancelled with 7 in this equation I'm substituting. So lambda is 4 over 11. Now we have the two values. Lambda is 4 by 11, mu is 7 over 11, right? Okay, now we have to show that B divides A to C and DB is in the ratio of 4:7. Okay, what is AC? This is AC. 4:7, the total would be 11. So this is proved, yes, because mu is 7 over 11 and lambda is 4 over 11. This implies P divides AC and BD in 4:7. You can see ratio 4 and 7. This is proved. Now for second part B, the point Q is such that OQ we have given. Use a vector method to show that O, Q and P are collinear. Collinear means they lies on the same line, or justify your answer. So if they lies on the same line, it means they are scalar multiple of each other. So collinear means points lies on a same straight line. Straight line. This implies it means OP and OQ must be a scalar multiple of each other. Okay, so what is OP? OP is, we have two values of OP. Now we have lambdas and mu. Okay, if I use the first one by substituting the lambda over here, so 4 by 7b plus lambda is 4 by 11 c minus 4 by 11 times 4 by 7 b. Okay, so this is 4 by 11 c. Okay, now solving for b. Okay, let's write it down. 4 by 7 c minus 16 over 77. 4 times 4 is 16, 7 times 11 b, and this is b as well. This 4 by 7 c. So now the coefficients of b, 4 over 7 plus minus 16 over 77. This is 4 over 11. 4 over 11 b plus 4 over 11 c. This is OP, and OQ we have given 2 by 7 b and 2 by 7 c. Okay, so OP is 4 over 11 b plus c, and OQ is 2 by 7 of b plus c, right? So this is proved. This implies OP and OQ are collinear. Why they are collinear? Because they are scalar multiple of each other. B plus c, these are the scalars. 4 over 11, 2 by 7. When they are scalar multiple of each other, they are collinear, they lies on a same straight line, right? So that was the last question of our paper. If you have any queries, please let me know in the comment section, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Take care.